Furtado is leaving fans shocked after an unexpected career announcement.
The 46-year-old posted on social media that she will stop performing, and it's unclear when she might return, if ever. The voice behind hits like Man-Eater and I'm Like a Bird said she plans to pursue other creative outlets, but did not reveal details.
The announcement came as Furtado celebrated the 25th anniversary of her debut album, which is an amazing album, Whoa, Nelly. Furtado went through a bout of ugly body shaming this past summer over her revealing stage outfit, showing off her curvy, robust figure now. She clapped back at the time, but may have decided now after that, she's done with the stage.
So Nelly Furtado, I don't know if y'all know, she was from Canada. She decided to step away from music, all right? Because people are saying because she got fat shamed. All right, so she's stepping away from music. So she did a performance at Manchester Pride. All right, so Manchester Pride is obviously a pride parade type of thing. So, and I guess, people start shaming her for her thick figure. Now, you remember, she used to be very petite. Now, she done had kids. She in her 40s, maybe mid-40s, maybe even almost 50s. And if you don't know, she had the song Promiscuous Girl. And it was the 25th anniversary since her debut album. She was one of those artists that, she didn't intend to really cross over, to the black community. But a lot of black people liked her music. And, Timberland was producing her, and I like Nelly Furtado. And, for her age, to be honest with you, she looked like she just filled in. And you see that from a lot of white women. If you notice, a lot of white women start to get thicker when they get old. You know what I'm saying? They start to just, it ain't to the point where, a lot of them is fat. They start to get their figure when they get older. But if you know Brad don't play that. LGBTQ Brad, straight Brad, bi Brad, whatever you want. Brad don't play that. If you go to the gym, I be seeing Brad having his Becky on the treadmill while she pregnant, working out, staying in shape. Real talk. You'll see it. You will see it, whether it's Russian Becky, American Becky, for French Becky. Brad don't play that. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing that those divestors don't understand. They don't play that shit. You gonna stay in shape with Brad. They don't play that fat shit that niggas play. You know what I'm saying? The black people say, well, she had babies. You hear black women making excuses. Brad don't want to hear no excuses. Brad, hey, get your fat ass in the gym. A kid is not an excuse to get out of shape. That's what they believe. And obviously, and I'm talking about in shape Brad. The Brads that, that can actually date the Beckys and don't have to, go outside the community. A lot of times they tend to go outside their community after they reserve their bloodline, and then they go get a Filipina or China. You see, I see it all the time living in the burbs. But they don't play that fat shit in the white community, man. They don't play that. And that's why, Brad be looking at, black men like, hey, what are you accepting? We way stricter, and that's what Keisha don't understand. Keisha don't understand they don't play that fat shit or the kid or that lazy stuff. Bottom basement Brad do, because he don't have a choice. But you got to be in shape, and I don't think she look wild. I mean, it's a lot of other celebrities you can get to. They ain't shame Lizzo. White people wasn't really fat shaming Lizzo. I feel like maybe it was more black people because she black, but I just let you know, women are sensitive. And one thing you know about women, when you hurt their feelings, they say nasty things across the board. They say very, very nasty things. That's why when you hear these dudes debate these women on these platforms, in my opinion, it's really fruitless. Because once you debunk their point, they want to start throwing insults. It could be an intellectual conversation. Look at that hood rat Jasmine Crockett, that tethered Jasmine Crockett. Instead of intellectually saying, hey, I don't really understand why, the brothers fuck with Stephen A. Smith or mess with him in an elegant way, she went straight hood rat. You know what I'm saying? Straight hood rat. When they feel offended or they feel hurt, you know, what they say, hurt snake is a dangerous snake, they spew venom. That black woman say some of the nastiest shit you ever hear. You hear from your mother sometimes. And a lot of black men know I'm telling the truth. So when they be like, oh, black men hate their mother, it's a lot of truth to it. I talked to a lot of the brothers offline. It's a lot of truth to it. So now who you gonna blame? You gonna blame the father? You gonna blame the son for telling you his story? Or you hear from the women too. But the women stay on code. But they don't play that. They don't play that, man. I see it all the time. Becky be pregnant and Brad have her jogging on the fucking treadmill, on the elliptical. Shit, still have her doing crunches and sit-ups. So when she dropped that baby, it's that body, they have a standard. And if you're going to bankroll the relationship, you're going to lead the relationship. This is why most women don't really understand. You know, most black women don't understand when they say they want a man that make this money. You know, I want to be a housewife. It comes with a responsibility to be active. You know, when they be a housewife, them housewives, they be doing Pilates. You know what I'm saying? They stay in shape. They active with their kids. Their kids know how to read, write, count. They do activities with their children. You know, their identity is in motherhood, and that's what a woman is created to be. Most women's identity is created to be in motherhood. That's the greatest thing you get. It's the greatest pension, the greatest 401 you can get. It's the greatest reward you can get, because at the end of the day, your children will take care of you. You know, but y'all got them careers. Y'all gonna be in a nurses home lonely. See, the difference between us and y'all, we already understand. Regardless, if we do it the right way, we do it the wrong way, we can still be in a nursing home lonely. We understand that. We understand the sacrifice of time spending with our children. You know, it could be a wrap. So they can say we wasn't there, we was bad parents, you know. But back to Nelly Furtado, I mean, they don't play that shit in that community, bro. I keep telling y'all that. So a lot of times when y'all talking about submission, bro, that's just the tip of the iceberg. You know, active, spending your time with your children. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these women want to do nothing. They want to do absolutely nothing. They want to do absolutely nothing. They want to lay there. Oh, I want a nanny. I want this. They don't want to go to the gym. They don't want to eat right. They don't want to cook. Nothing. That's why Brad be looking at black like, y'all taking this? Our Becky's get out of line. We put them back in line. Why do you think Becky got so much disdain? They talk about a lot of the vitriol that black women got for black men. A lot of that vitriol just come from the fact that, you know, they don't really like black men. You know, they like Pookies, Ray Rays, they like Chads, Glocktavius, sis Pookie. So really, they complaints really be about Pookie and niggas like that. That's who they complaints really be about. They complaints don't be about black men. It don't. Because they don't fuck with productive black men. All right? But Becky complaints be about, you know, regular tech Brad, regular plumber Brad. You know what I'm saying? And black women just think it's white women don't work. I don't see white women working in. Like, you get with a Brad, you get fat. Brad will clip your wings. Indian man will clip your wings. You know what I'm saying? Chinese man will clip. If you don't stay your big ass in shape and go to the gym. But, you know, women are sensitive, man. They hear all the, fat, and black people like, what's wrong? She look good. She had kids. And black women giving her excuses. They don't play that. So it's sad. You know what I'm saying? Because I think she makes good music. But that's women. That's women. And that's why when you see a lot of these young boys face criticism, you know, especially in sports, they quit. They want to shut down. I'm telling y'all, that's what happened when you don't have a man and you don't have a father's presence in the house. And I did the short on the Free Game 89 channel about the woman saying that, if my kid is sick, I think he don't need to go to school. I don't think perfect attendance is stupid. And They need mental health days. Who that sound like? That sound like women in the workplace. You can't rely on women to show up. I mean, I used to work security a long time ago. I used to hate to have female relief because if they didn't relieve, you had to stay until they find somebody. And females were so erratic. They never showed up. They never was on time. They was always late. They always had the excuse. And then, you know, on top of that, they would never like, okay, I was late. I brought you some McDonald's or I brought, no. No. So when the going get tough, women quit. You know, but that's all I had to say, man. Check out the music entertainment playlist. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Peace.